You know, they say everything on the internet lasts forever, and boy, that sure is true. Because while I was researching and looking into the upcoming story that I'll be sharing with you, I stumbled upon, well, something that just tickled my fancy. That happened a little while ago, but I had never seen before, and well, why wouldn't I share it with you? It has to do with people breaking onto military posts and the dumb things that they did and that people missed. So why wouldn't I touch on it? Especially if it allows me to pick on the Air Force and security forces, especially. So join me today as I talk to you about a guy that we'll call Jerry, who was able to slip through security at Andrews Air Force Base, drive around for hours, walk onto the flight line, and board an aircraft until security forces got to him. And when asked why, Jerry? Why would you do it?
Why, Jerry?
His response is, well, I was just looking for a ride. To which my response would be, to where, Jerry? Syria? Iraq? Who's breaking into a military post and then jumping on a jet from there to somewhere nice? Well, it is an Air Force post, so you got me there. What kind of free vacation Publishers Clearinghouse BS did he think he won? And I'll tell you, after a word from this video sponsor. The NFL season is finally here, and my partner Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more exciting. Join the millions of fans that joined and played on Underdog last year, and with their pick'em game, you could be making money by making sports picks. It's time to make your projections turn into cash by picking higher or lower on players' stats, like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and so much more. Make entries of all NFL picks or mix and match across your favorite sports. You could win up to 1,000 times of your money. Underdog is available in 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and Canada, eh? Here are my picks for NFL Week 1. Josh Allen getting at least 2 passing touchdowns and 1 running touchdown. Go Bills, baby! Underdog has a Travis Kelce free pick for all customers live right now. Underdog also has a Thursday 30 pick for all customers this Thursday. Apply your profit boost token to an entry of your choosing and get a 30% profit boost. Ooh. So sign up and deposit now and use the code ANGRYCOPS to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And take a Travis Kelce free pick. Use the code links below. All right, bring it in. I've got a timeline. That's right. If you check down in the description, I've actually got military documents stating the exact minutes that they knew what he was doing and in order chronologically. I'm down here. Oh, yeah, still got it. Still got it, bringing it around. Well, it's 07:16 in the morning at Andrews Air Force Base on a chilly February morning, I might add. A young security forces person was manning the gate. You know, I hear Air Force security forces are the real SF. Allowing the daily commuters on and off post, military personnel, government contractors, government officials, etc. And it's here where this entire story begins. And remember, we're gonna call this handsome stranger Jerry. Well, Jerry pulls up to the gate in his vehicle, winking at the young airman, and the young airman waves him on post without checking his ID or credentials. And let me say, you have one job, security forces. One job. Secure the forces! How are you gonna do it if you don't even scan his flippin' ID? Just don't even, hey, how you doing? I'm with Army. I'm with the military. That checks out, sir. Absolutely. Where's my private potato gear? Because that's the only person that would let this idiot through without checking his ID. Even Potato would check an ID. Jerry's got no creds, man. Why didn't you check his creds?
You want? I just showed you my creds.
Well, at 8:15, that 1 hour later, he's seen driving on up and parking at the post exchange and getting out and walking through the exchange, hanging out in the food court, which I find just creepy. He doesn't buy anything, okay? He's just walking around, staring at people eating the food court, breathing. It sounds like some sort of weird 90s abduction movie where the killer targets and stalks his prey and victims in the food court and mall, just breathing heavily behind bushes, staring at children as they consume their Panda Express. Doesn't buy anything, just stares and leaves after an hour. And then, after that, of course, nobody knows where he goes for 2 hours. Boop, disappeared. driving all over post, but no video camera can pick him up. He's like the Invisible Man, and I don't know what kind of car he's in, but it seems like he stole Wonder Woman's invisible jet. Not one camera got this. Was the same guy working the security there on post? Is the same guy that was watching Jeffrey Epstein's cell? So our timeline is currently this. 7:16, gate fail by the security forces. Jerry gets in. 7:16 to 8:10. I don't know, just floating around post. 8:10 to 9:30. In the post exchange, heavy breathing, staring at people as they eat in the food court. And then 9:30 to 11:45. Again, just This is Andrews Air Force Base, and for 3 hours out of this time period, this guy's just don't know where this guy is for 3 hours, but he how does a guy who stands there heavy breathing, stalking folks at the food court not stand out for an entire 3 hours during this time period? Well, now it's 11:45 and Jerry wants to be seen again. And so if by magic, Jerry and his car teleport to the 89th Air Wing passenger terminal. And Jerry, being Jerry, just stands there, looking out windows, remaining motionless, staring at the planes on the tarmac and the flight line, with soulless, dead eyes.
Black eye, like a doll's eye.
Like Jason Voorhees, just slowly walking to where he wants to go and standing there. And nobody notices him until he tries to go into a VIP lounge at this 89th Air Wing passenger terminal.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
Where someone finally decides to confront Jerry and just ask him, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And Jerry's response is, "I'm just looking for a ride." That is some serial killer hitchhiker shit right there. Looking for a ride? Where we going, Jerry? Candy Mountain?
It'll be an adventure.
But anywho, the guy who drove there needs a ride. Okay, listen up, airmen. If someone is walking around your terminal looking for a ride, a red flag should probably pop up, because that most likely means a number of things. Like one, he doesn't have a ticket to go anywhere. He's just looking for a ride. That means he doesn't have a ride. What's he doing in your terminal? Not in uniform, just a civvies. Red flag number two, how then did he get there on a military post without a ride? How did he get to the place where he is if he didn't already drive? You're not just walking on post. Anyway, important note, whatever. Here's the timeline, right? Boop, there's the timeline. It's back, yay. This moment where he's at the terminal and somebody goes, "What are you doing here, guy?" This is the only time somebody talks to the Jason Voorhees food court staring, "I need a ride even though I got here some magical way" guy named Jerry. No one talks to him until he's arrested. And we have a lot more to go. Timeline update, 12:08. Jerry decides to walk up to an entry control point to the flight line. That's the tarmac, you know, where planes go. Some people might say, a little bit of a security issue, especially since we've already got the moon-faced kid driving through the gate, disappearing all over the place already. But hey, this is Andrews Air Force Base, so obviously that gate is secure to the entry control point, right? No, it's been malfunctioning. And for 5 or 6 times, if I'm not mistaken, security forces have said, "Hey, here's a complaint, we need to get this thing fixed." And, well, guess what? Government work, huh? Ain't fixed. It's about 1.5 feet open, and Jerry just goes, and he's in. Not a lot of control in the entry control point. Now it's just an entry point. Just enter. Jerry's here. Everybody come on to the tarmac, to the flight line. Go touch a plane, suck on some gas fumes. It's Andrews Air Force Base after all, it's a free-for-all. So Jerry's now just a walking on active airways, looking around at all the planes, when all of a sudden, an Air Force C-40 catches his eye. Ooh. And don't you know, It's got its main door open and a staircase leading right up to it, just calling his name. Come on board, Jerry. All the doors are open for you here, bud.
We're going on an adventure.
So Jerry has already gone on post, disappeared, stared at people eating for an hour in the frickin' food court, disappears again, goes to a terminal, says, I need to find a ride, not a red flag at all, leaves, and then just starts walking on the tarmac, touching planes and going in one. Oh my God, my word, security forces. I can just imagine this guy walking up the stairs to the plane and just going, you know, giving the presidential wave, saluting people that aren't even there. Kind of like a Kamala Harris campaign stop. Oh, low blow. I know, AI, I don't know. It's just, I thought I'd say it.
Zoom in on the mirror.
You can see a reflection.
But what is a C-40 aircraft in the Air Force? Well, why don't I just read it off of the Air Force's official website? The C-40 provides safe, comfortable, and reliable transportation for U.S. leaders to locations around the world. The C-40 Bravo's primary customers are the combatant commanders, and the C-40 Charlie customers include members of the cabinet and Congress. The aircraft also performs other operational support missions. The C-40 Bravo is designed to be an office in the sky for senior military and government leaders. Communications are paramount aboard the C-40 Bravo, which provides broadband data and video transmit and receive capability, as well as clear and secure voice and data communication. It gives combatant commanders the ability to conduct business anywhere around the world using onboard internet and local area network connections, improved telephones, satellites, television monitors, and facsimile and copy machines. Who says facsimile anymore? It's just fax. Fax machines. Weird. Seems important. Oh, you know what else seems important? The VIP lounge that Jerry was trying to get into on the Air Force Base in the Air Force Terminal. VIP lounge? Why would there be a VIP lounge there? Well, that might be because Andrews Air Force Base is located in Washington, D.C., and it's used to transport or bring in foreign dignitaries like presidents, kings, prime ministers, high-ranking military officers that lead commands, including our own Department of State officials. Oh, and I almost forgot, it's also the home of Air Force One. Air Force One.
Air Force One.
So the post that houses the presidential Pip My Ride of aircraft has allowed some dude who doesn't even have an ID to get on post and just start walking around the flight line and get into one of these planes. Oh, but what did he do when he was in there? How do I know what he did when he was in there? Because people were in there watching him. Let's read on. You see, when Jerry got on the aircraft, there was not one, but two airmen on there testing the communication system operations, which seems like a big deal. And while they're doing that, Jerry just walks on. They look at each other. Jerry walks to the back of the plane. The airmen look at each other. Jerry fiddles around back there for a couple minutes. The airmen are like, who is that guy? I don't know. And then Jerry walks back up to the front of the plane, looks at the airmen. They look at him, and Jerry just walks off the plane. Are you f***ing kidding me? Are you getting goosebumps? I know I did. I've seen way too many action movies to know what a strange dude's doing on the back of a government plane where nobody can see him and he's not supposed to be on there and he sneaks on post. It starts with a B and ends with And even if it's not one of those, any sort of weird data, virus, or listening system could have been downloaded on anything. And who's to know? How do we know? We don't know. Why? Because nobody stopped him. How is there not one person in the Air Force, especially the two on the frickin' plane, to look at that guy and say,
Get off my plane.
Now, common sense eventually struck the smartest branch in the United States military, a badge I think now can be safely handed over to the Space Force. And after Jerry got off the plane and started walking around the frickin' flight deck and taking photos of the planes, a couple people decided to call security forces and say, hey, there's a guy that I can only describe as a future serial killer walking around the flight line, just doing whatever he wants. Somebody might want to look at that. And within only a couple minutes, now they're working fast, security forces was on Jerry, brought him into their car, said, holy this is a big deal.
I'm fired, aren't I?
Oh, yes.
And then the investigation started. Oh yeah, you bet your ass it started. All over Andrews Air Force Base, unaccounted for large chunks of time. What is this, a Kennedy experiment? Who was on post that day? Robert F. Kennedy Jr., just looking to get another one of those Kennedys out of here? This has CIA written all over it. But after a long search and multiple dogs going through the planes and checking where he went, they didn't smell nothing. Everything was okay. I hope that there wasn't any sort of malware dumped on the plane that will cause it to crash, but it was a while ago, so hopefully we're okay. Except for that airman at the front gate who really messed up. But before I get into that airman, I will say it is a little bit of a red flag that when they got Jerry, originally, when they put him into custody and said, what are you doing here? He was like, listen, I'm not under the influence of any drugs. I just came on post. I'm not gonna tell you how. By the way, I'm not gonna say anything anymore. Shut up, get out of here. I'm not telling you nothing. Oh, that took a turn. Oh, that took a turn. And then multiple days later, Jerry was like, no, I was high as a kite. I was under all the influences of all the things. And I'm still not gonna tell you nothing of why I was there and how I got on and what the interaction was between me and that airman at the front gate. That's not good. None of this is good. This is a red flag emporium. All this place sells is red flags. Now, during the course of the post-investigation of this entire shenanigan, well, of course, there's video at the front gate. And what did the airman do? Well, he didn't even scan the dude's ID. And I don't even think he looked at the guy's ID because all of the IDs that this dude had, Jerry, none of them were a military ID or any other valid credential to get him on any military post. What did Jerry do? Hold up a Blockbuster card and just go, this is how old I am. I've been in for a while, son. And he goes, oh, roger that. You must be a general. Carry on, Special Forces guy. We're not even scanning IDs anymore. Brother, listen, we all make mistakes. That's gonna cost you some rank, all right? It's gonna cost you a little bit of rank. Well, that's all I've got for today. Best way to support the channel is get yourself a shirt. E4 Mafia. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. Get it on a mug. Get it in a sticker. Whatever you like. We've got Whoopee hoodies coming soon. They're not here yet. But maybe by mid to late September they'll be available. They sell out fast, so just keep an eye out for them. Cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me about all the weird things that you saw on your post that happened when the gate guards or security forces or the MPs didn't do their job. I would love to read some of your stories. Okay. See you next time, weirdos. God, I pity the idiot that breaks into my house. If not for the German Shepherd absolutely tearing you the fuck apart, I'll be at a high level of agitation and then I'm coming at you. And there's already a German Shepherd chewing you up. Annoying dog. Thank you, German Shepherd. Are they in the house? You know, having PTSD and a German Shepherd that is really anal about people walking on the yard is just not a good thing to have. Where was I? Shut up, Jax! Well, now I gotta look. Now my PTSD is killing me.